Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a declutter and organization video. It is the end of 2020 and I just need to declutter this room and ease my mind into the new year. And my space is cluttered. I tend to feel very cluttered as well, and I'm always in this room, so I just want to clear things up a little bit in here. So that's going to be the gist of today's video. It's going to be over a couple of days because right now it is 4:15 in the afternoon and I never ever film this late. I think today I'm going to do my top drawer and the trolley that's next to me, and then maybe tomorrow or the following days I will do my makeup storage drawers, which are in the corner. Just want to let you guys know just in case the lighting does change a lot. But yeah, if you guys just want to play my video in the background so you can have some company if you are going to be decluttering as well. I feel like maybe a lot of us will be. But yeah, I just hope I can keep you guys a bit of company, and hopefully this will be a little bit satisfying to watch as I declutter some expired makeup out of my collection. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. Alright, so the first job we have is my top drawer as well as my little trolley that I have on the side here, which acts as an extension of my vanity table. But just a little overview, you can see it's very cluttered, everything is very messy. I would love to clear out more space on my vanity table, especially just because this is where I film and this is like the only space I have, you know, to chuck my makeup when I'm filming. I would love to make that a little bit more spacious and just clutter a lot of things. Don't even get me started on my top drawer. Like, it is just cluttered. My top drawer is not even, I feel like, the top drawer anymore. Whenever I like a product, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna use it. Let's just add it into my top drawer and I'll use it, but I don't. So there's just a lot of things in my top drawer even that I'm not even using right now. So I think it's time to declutter everything. So yeah, let's get started with this. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just take everything out and just wipe down the drawer. See, my drawer is like broken because the makeup is way too heavy, because this desk is actually like a study desk. It's not for makeup. We're first going to start off with my little container of my primers. I'm not a big fan of primers, so I don't have a lot. Literally just these 4 and 2 in my project pan. I do have a little niece. She's about 15, 16, and that's when I started wearing makeup. So a lot of the products that are not expired, I'm just going to pass on to her and then maybe she'll get use out of. So the 4 that I have is one from Winky Lux, the Tatcha Silk Canvas, NYX Cosmetics, and Laura Mercier. I'm going to get rid of these 3. I'm going to give her all 3, my little niece. I just don't use these and I don't think I'm going to use them either. I do like the Laura Mercier one, so that's the only one I'm going to keep. Alright, so these are all of my foundations. I think I'm gonna get rid of a lot actually. So I'm gonna keep my ColourPop Pretty Fresh, of course. This is my favorite. I'm gonna keep my Urban Decay foundation. I haven't used that in a while, but I still love it. Gonna keep my Hourglass one as well. Definitely keeping my M Cosmetics cushion. And I think honestly everything else I'm going to declutter. So I'm gonna pass this one on to my niece as well because she loves K-pop and I think she would like a cushion foundation just so she can try out really. But the thing with this, even though I don't have dry skin, this will make me have dry patches, which is so weird. So I don't like this one at all. I think these ones are probably gonna go in the bin now. I had these for more than 2 years and I feel like they just don't perform as well anymore. And this is the ColourPop No Filter foundations, as well as the liquid foundation as well, sorry. And then the Juvia's Place one, I'm gonna pass this one on to my niece. It's a really full coverage foundation just so she can play around as well. I think these NYX Cosmetics ones, these like drops are expired because they're very liquidy, not like how it used to be. And the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, I'm just going to declutter as well because I've had this one for a little bit too long. Now for concealers, I'm going to be decluttering a lot as well. So I'm going to keep my Too Faced Born This Way concealer because that's just my favorite. I'm actually gonna get rid of this one, Golden Beige. I think I've had this one for way too long. I think almost maybe 3 years, and the shade is just way too dark on me, and I've definitely got my money worth because I've used so much of this. So I'm gonna declutter this one. The e.l.f. Camo Concealer I would like to pass on to my niece. I think this just isn't for me, but I'm just gonna keep it for now. Because I want to try the hydrating one and then compare it later, so I'll keep that for now. I'm gonna keep my Pretty Fresh concealers too. The Juvia's Place and the Tarte Shape Tape I'm going to pass on and declutter. This one I'm gonna declutter. This definitely has been like almost 4 years, the Shape Tape. And the Juvia's Place one I might just pass on to my niece. I forgot one concealer. It was in my powder container. This is from Joy. I'm going to pass this one on to my little niece as well. As you can tell, a lot of my products are in just different containers. That's just how cluttered I've been. This one is from Laura Mercier. I actually really like this one. I'm going to keep this one, so we'll add that back. And now we're on to powders. I'm just going to give everything a wipe down. Alright, so I have divided what I'm going to keep and declutter. These 4 I'm going to keep. So I first have the Heimish. I don't know what this is called. Like it's a recent one and I've been loving it to take on the go. So I'm gonna keep that. Also gonna keep my Laura Mercier one. And then I'm going to keep this. I was going to declutter the Bare Minerals foundation, but Kelly has been using this a lot recently and I haven't used this in a while. So I'm going to get back into this. So I'm going to keep that. And then I'm also going to keep my Essence Translucent Powder as well. So just 4 powders I'm going to keep. As for my declutter, the RCMA, the ColourPop No Filter, Juvia's Place, Wet n Wild, and the next I'm all gonna pass on to my little niece. She's gonna have a lot of powders to play with for sure. Container, I have my little eye container, so eyeliners, mascaras, anything eye related goes into this little container here. Yep. So I'll start off with what I'm decluttering first because it's a lot less. I'm going to be decluttering my Inglot products. These have dried out anyway, so that's going in the bin. As well as the ColourPop BFF mascara in black, like it's really crumbly, so that's dried out and finished. As well as the ColourPop brow gel, and I'm going to pass this on to my niece. It's the NYX pigment primer. I'll probably give her some pigments as well to play with. Gonna keep my black eyeshadow, of course. I'm gonna keep it up here. I'm gonna keep the NYX glitter primer just in case. You never know when you need a glitter primer. The ColourPop BFF mascara in the shade Brownie Point. It's their brown mascara. I could declutter this, but I'm just gonna keep it for now. Keep it for now. I have this Winky Lux mascara. It's not dried out, so I'm just gonna keep that. Use that in my next sort of rotation. I have my ColourPop Freckle Pens, eyeliners, Uzi by Flo Fushi, M Cosmetics, Artisy In. Gonna keep that. My ColourPop BFF one. My NYX micro brow pencil, which is actually my project pan. The ColourPop Jelly Much. Yeah, that's all dried out. Oh, you still can get some color out of it actually. Yeah, you still can get color. I'm gonna keep this. And then of course my Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy, my absolute favorite. P. Louise eyeshadow base, I'm also gonna keep this as well. And then I got my e.l.f. liquid glitter shadow, which I'm gonna keep too. So we're gonna start next on my cheek containers. There's 2, just because a lot of the palettes are much longer. So I'm gonna put in my NYX highlight and contour palette in the bronzer one. I don't use this as much anymore, but I still reach for it. I'm gonna take out my Innuendo. I'm still gonna keep this, but I'm just gonna keep it in my storage just because I don't really reach for highlighters as much anymore. So this is actually going out of my top drawer. Definitely keeping my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. And I'm also gonna take out the Whaley's palette. I do love this, but It's not cruelty free and I'm not really using it as much these days. Gonna put in my Faded Clementine. I love this guy so much. My e.l.f. one in because it is summer, so I might get my usage out of that. Of course, I'm keeping in my Super Shock shadows. This is Go Flirt and Lunch Money. Ray Rider from Kaleidos. I'm gonna keep that in. Even though I don't like highlighters, like this formulation is just amazing. So I'm gonna keep that in there. I think this one I will make my eye section. I actually took out a lot of my eyeshadows because I do so many like reviews that I don't find myself grabbing enough here, but I'm just gonna keep some. I'm gonna keep both M Cosmetics Divine Skies. I'm actually gonna keep my Fenty No. 6 Snap Shadow in Smoky because I've been using this shadow here. This shadow here for my eyebrows, so I'm gonna keep that in here. Keep my Heimish one as well. This is the palette that I'm wearing for the intro in today's video. And another blush that I had, I'm just going to keep this in my top drawer for now. I kind of want to use this a bit more. If you watched my warm tone versus cool tone video, then you probably know why I'm changing up my products a little bit. So I'm going to keep the Mulan one in here just in case I might like that again. So I'm going to sort out my lip products. Whenever I like a lip product, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna add this into my top drawer, but then I don't end up using it, and then we get this mess. So first container, I'm going to keep my go-to everyday lip colors, which I can easily pinpoint out. So my Just a Tint lip crayon, Rise and Shine, and Feel Good. This strand is a popular one too. Air Kiss, the Velvet Luxe Liquid Lipstick. What else do I love? For everyday, you know, I love all of these, but for every day. Magic Hour, I love Magic Hour. Nectar, e.l.f. Cosmetics, love that. Alright, next container, we'll probably add in my Just Tint lip crayons, just so it's easier. And then maybe I can add in these little heart-shaped 3CE products. I do use these actually quite often. I don't show it in my videos, but I do use these a lot and they fit perfectly here. So we'll add that one back in. I'm not going to be decluttering any of these because they all work well. I'm just going to be taking them out of my top drawer because clearly I don't use every single one of these every day. So I'm not going to keep layover, guys. I'm just not really into it these days. I still love it. Oh, maybe I'll keep a lip oil in here. Alright, got my orange container and then pinky sort of colors here. These are just like, I guess, my most reach for. So it's a couple days later and today we're going to focus on my vanity top table and my trolley. I'm going to take it step by step so it's a little bit easier for me to take on. So I'm first just going to take off everything. I'm going to make this a little bit more spacious for me. I just feel like it's so cramped here. I'm just going to give my table a wipe down. First declutter we're gonna do is my makeup brushes. I'm gonna pass on along a lot of my brushes because I don't need 4 cups of brushes, you know, you feel? This is all of my skincare at the moment. I'm not going to declutter any of this because they're all open and they all sort of work on me. I'm just going to clear some of it and put it into my storage for now because I'm not using every single thing at the moment. Alright, so now I'm just going to go through my creme gel liners and declutter the ones that are dried out. Alright, we're gonna take out my trolley. It's just filled of a lot of things. So this is sort of like my assistant. This is where I keep all of my hair accessories, my contacts, lashes, and just like chargers, extra things. But it is super cluttered, so we're going to declutter this, of course. And here's Cookie. Hello. Oh, okay. Alright, so this is the overview of my vanity top table. I know it still looks a little bit cluttered, but to me it's so much more free and there's just so much more space now. So I think we did a good job here, even though it may not look like it. And lastly, we're now onto my actual makeup storage. So I'm just gonna go drawer by drawer and go through everything. I don't think there's gonna be too much declutter. I just sort of want to organize everything really and just make everything tidy. But yeah, let's start off with the first drawer. Alright, so the first drawer consists of my ColourPop Ultra line. So we have ultra glossy lips, ultra blotted lips. I also have a couple here that was from my top drawer that I took out that needs to find its own container. So I'm actually going to go through everything and just sort of swatch it and see if it's gone bad and then declutter. I know a lot of the ultra blotted lips definitely have gotten bad, so I'm going to go through everything very quickly. So this is what I've decluttered just from the first drawer. I was able to clear up 2 little containers. I decided to let these go. I've been keeping them just for my comparisons, but I think, you know, it's time to let them go. And if one of you guys are really curious about a comparison to any future lip products, I've done videos on them, I've swatched everything. You can always go back to my older videos to see what they are swatched and everything like that. But yeah, these are really expired. Like, I think some of them I've had for almost 4 to 5 years, so it's about time I let them go. So this is what the first drawer is looking like now. There's so much more space. I can fit 3 more containers, so I'm gonna try and fit more. So first drawer is done. The second drawer is more lip products. The good thing about this drawer is that I know none of these are expired, so I'm going to just keep them. I think the So Juicy glosses, maybe you can see they look a little bit funky in there. I'm going to get rid of a lot of my Luxe lipsticks. I'm gonna try and fit everything just up here. I just don't need this many Luxe lipsticks, you know what I mean? But they're not expired, so I'm gonna pass a lot of them on to my little niece. And this is what the second drawer is looking like. There's a lot more space. It's not as cluttered because I was able to fit a lot more in here. So now this drawer is completely full of all my single containers. Very satisfying actually. So I feel like it's just much more roomy and it's not as like stuffed up. And now we're onto the third drawer. This consists a lot of my cheek products. So we're just going to declutter a couple of things. I can already see there's a lot of discontinued things that I don't want to keep anymore. I'm letting go a lot of my ColourPop stuff, you guys. So there might be less comparisons in the future. I just don't really use this. Like, even though I love this like palette and stuff, it's like I just don't use it. And I gotta use the Marie Kondo way of thinking. If it doesn't spark joy anymore, it's time to let it go, right? So So I'm definitely going to keep all of my pressed blushes because I actually do use these all the time, and also my Super Shocks. Gonna keep that. I'm gonna put back in these Soul Body bronzing balms. Put that here. And then this is the brush that I use it with. A lot of these palettes I think I'm just going to pass on maybe to my friends if they would want it, because they still work fine. So I'm gonna see if they would like that. I'm also gonna pass on these Soul Body shimmering oils. I just have a lot of shades. I like literally only need one. I have this one here that I really like, so I don't really need that many, and they all sort of look the same, so I'm gonna pass these ones on. I think I'll pass this one on to my niece. I think she'll really like this. It's that body puff. Like, it's pretty, but I like rarely ever use this, so I'm gonna pass this one on as well as these bronzers that I have in this magnetic pan. I might just pass this on to my niece since she doesn't have any bronzers. I don't think I decluttered any bronzers. I just don't use these. For some reason, I just haven't found a bronzer shade from ColourPop that I actually like. So I'm just gonna pass this one on. And these are the leftover Pretty Fresh concealers that I have. They sent me all 30 shades last year, and I did give so much away to a lot of my friends and family, but the people in my life don't run this deep. And I did take some for myself to like contour as well, but I'm still left with this, so I'm just gonna keep this for now, just in case, like, you know, somebody wants a cream contour, I can give them some here. This here is my blush palette, and I really do like this, so I'm gonna be keeping that. Maybe put it here for now. I'm decluttering this one. And then the last container I have is my highlighters. I think some of them I'm gonna pass on. I think these big ones, they're just so big and I hate opening these. I'm gonna pass on these light sticks as well as the Shayla ones. These are too deep. I think my friend would really like these. I'm gonna pass that on to her. She has a deeper complexion than me. And then I think these I can just add in here. So that is my cheek drawer, a lot more room in here as well. And then in my fourth drawer here, I just have my Super Shock eyeshadows, which I might be able to fit in the previous drawer that we did. So I'm just gonna swatch a couple and see if, you know, if they're dried out or not. Alright, so these ones here I'm going to declutter, and the ones that are broken I'm actually going to pass that one on to my niece because it still works well, but it's just shattered. And then we actually freed up another drawer. So this is the fifth drawer, more eye products, and I'm going to move everything upwards. Pigments I'm going to keep, the little glitters, so we can move that. Also Kathleen Zodiac pressed pigments I'm also going to keep too. So I have these shades here. I'm actually going to keep this one, the brown one. It's from the Brown Sugar collection from a couple years back. It's still quite pigmented. I'm going to give this one another go, but the rest, I really don't even use these cream gel liners. It's not my favorite formulation from ColourPop, so I'm going to pass these on and see if my friends would like them. I have their cream gel pots, which I'm going to keep along with that cream gel liner that I'm going to keep. I don't think I'll keep all of the ones that I have. I'll just keep some. Actually, no, I'll keep it for now since they all fit. They all fit in here. I'm gonna assume the Supernova shadows have all dried out because it's been. Oh no, they still work well. Let's see. I don't know if I should keep these because I don't even use them. They're really pretty. I'm going to hang on to them actually. Then I have the BFF mascaras. I'm sure these are all dried out. I don't know. Because I got these ages ago. So yeah, I'm going to declutter these. They're just dried out. And then I have my BFF liquid liners. I'm going to keep all of these. I use these all the time. I have their own container here. Next up we have the Jelly Mud shadows. I know a lot of these would be dried out, but when you swatch them, you still can get pigment out of them, you know, even if they're like dried out. So I'm just gonna keep these. Lastly, for the glitters, I'm going to keep some and then get rid of others. I think my little niece will have fun with these. So this is what I'm going to keep, and this is what I'm going to be passing on. Bring my Super Shock shadows down from this straw earlier, so that way this straw can just be all eyes, and it's all laid out really well. Got rid of a lot actually. But yeah, now we're left with another empty drawer over here, which I'm going to move my eyeshadows up. And this is all of my ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. This drawer is literally like, that's the only space left here. It's getting pretty full, so I think I'm gonna make this drawer and the one above it, the empty one, my palettes, because I'm not gonna be actually decoloring any of this. I might get rid of the Zoella Brunch Date. I think it's a cute palette, my niece might like this, and I think I might get rid of their old like Ulta exclusive palettes. Rendezvous, this one, as well as, what was it, Sweet Nothings. This one, Sweet Nothings, because all of these shadows are already existing shadows in ColourPop, so I'm gonna pass these ones along. But I think everything else I'm just going to keep anyway. So I'm moving all of my 9-pan palettes up to the top drawer here, and I'm just gonna quickly color coordinate everything. Although this does get messy and out of color order very quickly because I'm always doing comparisons, so it doesn't always look like this. But it is very pleasing to the eye when it does. It's really annoying because the recent Hello Kitty one is like much smaller. You can see it's much smaller than the rest. So now I have two drawers for my ColourPop palette. So this is the first one. You can see it's very spacious. All my 9 pans, 16 pans, mega palettes, single shadows, random little shadows. And then the second drawer is going to be all of my 12 pans and then all of the 15 pans here. Very, very spacious. I don't know if I'll change this later on, but it was just a little bit too cramped for all of them to be in one drawer. Alright, so this is the final result. These are all the products that I'm going to be decluttering. These are all the products that I'm going to hold on and ask my friends if they would like to take any. They're not expired or anything. They work fine. Just want to, you know, make my collection a little smaller. And then the last part, all of this is just for my niece to play around with. Alright guys, so that is going to conclude today's video. Obviously I'm filming this outro ahead of time, but hopefully this video was a little bit satisfying. Hopefully I was able to declutter my mind and this room and some expired makeup. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it so much. It also lets me know that you guys like seeing these types of videos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!